Hey guys, how's it going? So for today's video, I'm just gonna do kind of a get ready with me. I'm gonna do a full face of makeup, an eyeshadow tutorial, and we're just gonna get right in it. So I am gonna start off by using this Winky Luxe moisturizer. This is the Dream Jelly Hydrator. Apparently, since it's a Monday, I can't talk today. I really love this moisturizer really can't talk. Does go a long way. So I just put this all over my face to give it a little bit of hydration. Like I said, I'm probably only gonna need maybe this much more and it'll have done my whole face. It's a super, super hydrating formula. I really love it. It does take a hot second to dry, but I do try and press it in as much as I can because I am just going to dive right in. After that, I am going to go in again with the Winky Luxe Whipped Cream Primer. I know I used this in my last video. It has definitely become my go-to, and I am just going to smooth this all over my face. Can you guys hear the airplane outside? So I live super close to the airport, and sometimes the airplanes fly over my house. So if you hear a really strange background noise, that's what that is. All right, now that we're done with that, I am going to go back in just because I do tend to have kind of oily skin, especially in the summer. I am going to go in with the e.l.f. Matte Putty Primer. This is just the matte version of the other putty primer that e.l.f. came out with. And this I am just going to press into my pores on the areas of my face that I tend to get a little oilier. See what I mean? I can't talk today. So I am just gonna do kind of my T-zone area. And this will just kind of mattify everything. And get some on my chin here. I get oily in the weirdest places. All right. And then I am going to do my foundation. Now I have been mixing my Neutrogena Healthy Skin in shade Natural Ivory and my Bare Minerals Bare Pro foundation. And this is in shade Ivory. These two mixed together I feel like really balance out my complexion. I haven't been able to find a perfect match. So I am just going to take the smallest amount of this Neutrogena foundation and then add about 2 teeny tiny drops of the Bare Minerals foundation. I'm going to take my damp beauty sponge and just go in and mix these two together. And then I am just going to go right in and start applying this all over my face. Do you guys like the bun today? It's kind of wonky. And this Neutrogena foundation does contain SPF, so it is a little bit more sheer. It really is nice and buildable though, but especially for a warm day like today, I kind of prefer a sheer foundation. I just feel like I don't get as cakey. And you can still see my freckles, which on a day like today, when it's super sunny out, I'm like, oh, I want my freckles to show, which I feel like is weird, because when it's cloudy, I'm like, no, I must cover everything. And I am just going to kind of go down the neck here and just make sure everything is nice and blended with the excess. All right. And then I am going to go in with my handy dandy Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. This is in shade Fair Light. And we're just going to hit the bags under my eyes. Put a little on my chin and a couple strokes on my forehead. That's really all I do for concealer. And I am going to take the tip of my beauty sponge and just go in and blend. I feel like, or I've been told, I guess, that I blend super aggressively, which I never really noticed. But what do you guys think? Do you think it looks like I'm just smashing the product into my face? And on the other side here. All right, that looks pretty good to me. I am going to go and start my bake with the Halo Glow setting powder from e.l.f. This is a translucent powder from them. And I am just going to tap some into the lid here. There we go. I am just going to take kind of what looks like a foundation brush. This is the Sonia Kashuk brush I used in my last video, and just go ahead and set my under eye and the rest of my face. Tap off a little bit of the excess. And then I do also bake down the lower portion of my face next to my jawline. So we'll go ahead and do that also. It does look like I'm going to need a little more setting powder. Just go back in. And I definitely like a really concentrated bake. Some people don't. They think it, does it look good, or just personal preference. I personally love a super concentrated bake because then when I go to dust it off, it definitely lightens my face. But I don't bake my chin. I just bake down my jawline till about right here. And then while that is baking, I am going to go in and use my butter bronzer from Physicians Formula. Wow, this video is just going to be full of bloopers. And this is their light bronzer. It is shade 6675. Oh, I love this bronzer. I think it smells like vacation, like paradise. Like, it just smells amazing. This does contain Maru butter, so I think that's what that scent's from. And I am just going to go in where I didn't bake and contour my face with the bronzer, kind of focusing on the section back towards my ear. And we're just kind of blend and blend and blend. Who else needs a vacation? Go ahead and leave your comments down below there, what your perfect vacation would be. I definitely think I'm going to need one once all of this quarantine is over. And this is a super forgiving bronzer, so it definitely goes exactly where you tell it to. It's a super beautiful formula. I am going to go ahead and take a little bit more on the tip of my brush here, tap off the excess, and I am going to go up the sides of my face on my forehead here because I feel like I have a super large forehead. So I do kind of bronze it and then just bring everything back down. I feel like it does kind of balance my face out a little bit. And just go back in. Does anyone else feel like their forehead is just super large no matter what they do? Because that's me. And then I am once again just going to go back into my butter bronzer and go ahead and hit right below my jawline here. And right underneath my ear on my face. I just think it gives me a much more distinguished jawline, and like I said, this is a super forgiving formula, so if you do go in a little too harsh, it's definitely easy to blend out. And then I am going to go in and start using my blush from Milani. This is the Tea Rose blush. I dropped it, so it's broken. I am just going to go in with a super fluffy brush from Sonia Kashuk. And this definitely picks up a ton of pigment, so I am just going to kind of dust off the excess, put some on my hand, and just... I always smile so I can see the apples of my cheeks, and I just kind of go in using a slight stamping motion and just kind of fade it all over the face there. This is definitely a super matte blush, so that's something I love also. And I just kind of drag it on the apples of my cheeks and just kind of fade it away into the rest of my face. And I'm really sad, you guys, because I dropped my favorite highlighter. This is from Makeup Obsession. It's their Mega Lightning Highlighter. This is such a blinding highlight, and I dropped it. Because, you know, apparently I'm just a klutz today. So we're going to see how this goes. Hopefully I can just kind of squish it back into the pan and not have it really fall everywhere. I'm super nervous because I know that most of the time they just fall apart and you have to go get a new one. So I am going to take my Sonia Kashuk highlighting brush and pray to God that this does not fall everywhere. Yeah, it's trying to fall out of the pan, you guys. I'm so sad. Alright, so I think that's about as good as it's gonna get without getting it everywhere. Oh, a huge piece just fell out. That's great. So the brush is pretty saturated, and I am just going to go in and hit the high points of my face. See, this is a super blinding highlighter. I love this highlight. And I'm just going to hit the high points of my face. That's gorgeous. And we're going to go back into this pan, and I'm just kind of using pressing motions so I can also pick up pigment and also just kind of squish this back down without making a huge mess because it is destroyed and I am so sad. If you guys have any remedies on how to put broken makeup back together, I am all ears. Alright, so now I am going to dust off my bake with the same large fluffy brush that I used to apply my blush. My highlighter is looking pretty amazing. So we're just going to go ahead and dust off the lower portion of the bake. And then I am going to use my MorpheXJeffreeStar palette. And I am going to take an all-over brush and dip right into the shade Los Angeles. It is the third one down. And we're just going to start at the outer corner and kind of bring it towards the center and into the crease. And then dip back in here to the other eye. And do the same thing. Just kind of make sure that these are even on both sides. I definitely love these shadows. They're super blendable. They're really, really buildable, which is nice. I got some on my nose because today is just the worst Monday ever, and I just did it again. And then I am going to go ahead and get a flat brush and go into the shade Lynn right here. And we are just going to kind of put this in the center and towards the inner corner. Don't worry, I'm not going to leave it like that. And then same on this side, we're just going to dip back in there. And then I am going to find the another all over crease brush, and this one is from Flower, and we're just gonna kind of blend these two together just in the center here, and a little on the crease. So it is kind of giving it an ombre effect, but it isn't extremely harsh. And then I am going to get the same flat brush and go into this shade Mr. Diva and put it in the same spot we just put Lynn. And dip back in there. Blend a little on the crease in the inner corner. And I believe this is also a Sonia Kashuk brush. These ones are studded, which I really like. They're not too pokey, but they're definitely not something you see every day. We are just kind of blending away. Now I am going to go back to the first brush I used and dip back into Los Angeles right here, and we're just going to kind of darken the outer corner just a touch. And back into the crease just a smidge. And same thing on the other eye here. And really just focusing on the outer corner and blending into the crease. And then back into Mr. Diva. I definitely layer a lot of my eyeshadow looks, so this is going to kind of be repetitive. That looks nice, and now I am going to get another large all over brush, and we're going to just spray this with some setting spray. This brush is also from Flower, and it is double-ended, which I really like. So we're going to go ahead and get some setting spray on here. I am using the Urban Decay All Nighter, and this is the pollution protection one. I'll just give it a mist on both sides. And I am going to go into the shade Designer Label. So it's the third one down on the first row. And we're just going to put this right in the center and towards the inner corner, and just give it a little bit of a shine. And go back in with the other eye. So this brush isn't really doing exactly what I wanted it to do, so I think I'm going to go in with my finger back into Designer Label here. And it's this super pretty kind of gold metallic-y shade. And we're just gonna go right over where the brush went. That's much better. Same thing on the other eye. I feel like I tilt my head a lot when I'm doing my eyeshadow, which doesn't really make any sense to me, but whatever works, right? I am just going to make sure that everything is as symmetrical as possible, and then I will go ahead and dust off the rest of my bake. I did leave it on because I did my face makeup first, and I didn't want any fallout all over the place. So the eyeshadow look is pretty much done. Now I'm breaking things. Welcome to my channel where I make a mess. If you guys are new here, please make sure to subscribe, ring the bell, give us a thumbs up if you enjoy this video. I am going to go ahead and dust off the rest of my bake with another big fluffy brush. And this will just get rid of any fallout or sparklies that landed on my face while doing my eyeshadow. One disadvantage of waiting to dust off your bake, though, is that sometimes it does mess with your highlighter, so I am going to have to go back in and use my Makeup Revolution busted broken highlighter again, but I think I'm going to go in with my finger this time and just kind of focus on one little piece right there. And this is a beautiful, beautiful highlight, so I am definitely depressed. I am just going to go ahead and hit the high points of my face over here with my finger. And probably layer that a couple times so it's just as even on the other side. And kind of revamp it on this side also. And then go down my nose with it. And take a little bit more onto my Cupid's bow. So I think that is so pretty. I am going to take what's left on my finger and go ahead and just run it right below my brow bone. Allergies are kicking my butt, so no, I'm not sniffling because I have corona. I am going to go back in and just make sure the rest of that bake is dusted off super, super well. And I am going to go in and use my Bambi Eye Mascara from L'Oreal. This is definitely my new favorite mascara. It definitely makes a huge difference. I was in love with the Tarte mascara that came in the pink bottle. I can't remember the name now. But I definitely think this is my new favorite. I just tried to swish my hair and I'm wearing a bun. That's where my brain's at today. Do you guys have this hard of a time on Mondays? I feel like this Monday is being a little extra. And by a little, I mean a whole lot. A whole lot of extra is going on today. So I did dip back in. And we're just going to hit the bottom lashes on the other eye. All right, so there is the final look. I'm gonna go ahead and pop on some lashes and I will be right back. All right guys, I'm back. So I did go ahead and pop on some Ardell lashes. These are just the 817 Faux Mink. I really love these lashes. I definitely think they make a huge difference. I am going to blend them in with my Bambi Eye Mascara. Just give them that teeny tiniest extra pop. And that way, my natural lashes, I feel, look like they are more blended into the false lashes. And these definitely complement this look really well. I am just touching up my lower lash line. This mascara does layer super, super well. All right, so there's that for lashes. I am going to go ahead. Oh, this highlighter is so pretty. And pop on another Milani lip gloss. This is the Plumping Gloss in shade, I have no idea. Apparently I have lost the sticker on the bottom of the bottle, but this is basically the completed look. I am going to go ahead and pop on this gloss. Go ahead and fix my hair because it is a hot mess. Alright guys, there we have it. Here's today's completed look. Like I said, go ahead, subscribe, leave your comments down below what you would like to see. If you have any comments on what I could be doing better. I am here Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And I will see you on the next one.